To our nominees and guests in attendance, and to those watching live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Football Awards Night from the McCaslin Ballroom at Cameron University in Lawton, Oklahoma. Now to your MC for this evening, the executive producer for the Oklahoma Sports Network, Eric Sherem.
Well, good evening. I want to thank you all for being a part of this celebration, and you are the biggest part of this celebration, and that's why we're here. It's actually our third annual Football Sports Banquet and Award Show here at Cameron University. And for those of you who are guests in attendance, a special thank you, and some that had to make the drive tonight for being here, and I appreciate that as well. And for those who are watching live on our live streams. I want to thank Cameron University, and I'm grateful for our relationship with them over the past several years. We are a tenant in the Cetus building, and I want to thank them personally for believing in our vision and allowing us to have such a great partnership. I want to thank the Sedesco family for providing great food, and yeah, the cheesecake was excellent. Someone told me before I went through the line, cheesecake was the best part of it, so we really appreciate that as well. I also want to thank the many schools, along with the athletic directors, you the athletes and coaches, for what you bring to our network these past 9 years. Because I want you to remember this, you are truly the stars of this organization, and that's why you're honored here tonight for some of the achievements that you had on the gridiron this past year. It's hard to select when you have 13 schools, and I have each coach nominate each one for the categories that are listed. For Player of the Year, for Newcomer / Rising Star, and we'll get to that, what a newcomer really is. And then we've added this year as our newest category, our Defensive Coordinator of the Year. I think next year we may even do Offensive Lineman of the Year. I think we want to keep including more and more as we go on. But you are truly the stars this evening, and we want to honor some of your achievements from what you have displayed in 2024. I also want to express how fortunate I am to represent something that's larger than myself, that connects schools and the people that love these schools, alma maters from all over. You know, we have such a military presence. When you look and you break down our 13 schools, the military connection between the Lawton schools, between Altus, between Middell, and when you get a parent saying, I'm in Germany and I get to see my daughter play softball, I mean, what do you do for that? I mean, how do you replace that? You get alumni for when we did a Snyder football game that said that I'm in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and we're watching my alma mater. And again, I'm blown away by the reach with our social network and our YouTube and our Facebook and everything. So I really appreciate our working relationships with the school, because we truly love what we do. This has been a growth process, and might I add, even after 9 years and growing, more schools being added next season to our already 13 schools in the network. This past year, we added Jones and we added Bethany. Bethany kind of midway through, and I was thrilled to get both of them on. But let's get to the point of why we're here. Again, to celebrate you. For you are truly the stars of our network, as I mentioned before, and I try to remind all of our announcers, and I know sometimes we get a little full of ourselves, that we think that everybody's on the edge of our seats. It was the late Bob Berry that says, you know, most people want to know what the score is and how much time is left. They don't want to know if it's a cover two or all this great football knowledge. They just want to watch these kids play. So I remind some of our announcers, and we've got great announcers, and some of them are here tonight that are going to do a lot of the interviewing, that you just take a back step, and I always say, who is the stars of this night? And it's these kids. And then I always say too, who is the most important aspect of this job? I ask them every year that we come in, and it's not the play-by-play or color analyst, it's the camera operator. Because if the camera operator doesn't do his job, we don't see it. We miss it forever. So I appreciate all of what has been transpired with that. So with you being honored tonight, it's also about the student athlete, your program, and we're just along for the ride, so to speak. And we'll add having the best seats in the house. And what a ride we take each and every week with your talents on the field. Here are just a few notes of interest before we get to our opening video. 13 schools in the network with a record of 103 wins and 52 losses. 11 schools made the postseason. 4 finished in the first round. 7 moved on and made the quarterfinals. 5 were on to semifinals, with 2 going on to win state championships, one for the first time in school history and the other a three-peat. So as someone was telling me, one of the coaches said, well, maybe we're the SEC of sports broadcasting in the network, because we have got a lot to brag about. We saw school records broken for teams, individuals. So we truly witnessed history that some of you that are here, I know, will never forget, and neither will you. I'm also surrounded with such great talent, for we are only as good as those who you stand next to us, and a thank you to those who are so dedicated to make this a great product for our viewing audience, those who love their job, and it shows. We all congratulate one of our own, as she will be competing in her second Miss Oklahoma pageant this year, Miss Tessa Durrell. She'll be graduating from OSU, and we've seen her grow into a great young lady with a lot of talents these past several years, and we wish her good luck in Miss Oklahoma. So let's get this started. I want to take you back for a small review, putting in a capsule form just a smidgen, and I could probably video you. We're a video company. I could video you to death and be here for a couple of hours with all of what you've done, but we've kind of compacted that down into this small little vignette that we put together of last year to show you from our lenses what we love so much about Friday nights.
Last year, obviously anytime you get a chance to always play in that last game, that's always a big honor. It's something that we expect to do around here, and when you get there, it never gets old.
Coming into the spring, it's always a new team. You can have some talented players. We're always going to have speed and athleticism at Dale City, but what makes us go is our culture with C-Depth.
This year we came into it with the mindset that we're going to change a few things up, and look to improve, maybe not improve, but just change things up where our battery doesn't run out as early as it has been.
The 5A is going to be a little different challenge. We got some guys across town that's pretty good. Some guys up in the city that's pretty good. So we got a little different challenge ahead of us. So we got to make sure we understand football at a high level.
Yeah, it's a totally different district. We've got guys in there that we haven't played in a long time, like McGinnis, and people like Newcastle that I don't think MacArthur's ever played.
Really excited about this season coming up. Obviously, bumping up into 5A will be something different for us.
A good game plan going into new opponents, which we're going to have to restudy being back down. So lots of work to do, man. But we're excited.
I think if you ask every other senior, we want to win a state championship. We think we have what it takes to get it done, and so that's what we're going to try to do.
Like a matador, come on. I'm ready to go get it like a Labrador. Dog days done and I'm tired of the tug of war. Broke off the leash and I ain't going back no more. I'm a better ever after like Barrymore. Hold up, let me reset. Living in the matrix, use the sequence. I cracked the code, popped out the subnet. Walk around like I found a 20, that's a dubstep. Living in the moment, did you notice that ain't up yet? You can put the pressure on me, I ain't dropping one sweat. Used to be stressed hard, beating like a drum set. Breathe, stretch, let it go. Everybody need a refresh, go.
The moment I break through, I don't know what comes next, but I couldn't care less. I refuse to feel stress. There's no fear with my chest. Hit a move with my steps. Walk away from the pain I've been through. This feeling I'm feeling is brand new. This the moment I break through.
No, I've worked for this all my life. It's been a dream to play at this stadium for a state title. It just took a lot of hard work, and we got it done.
Yeah, we did.
So what a year. Capped off with 2 state championships as we ended. Part of what we do could not be done without those who have supported us over these past years, and that's why we want to honor one tonight, who believed in our vision before it became even popular. And might I add, for the first time, to break another viewership record this year on the Oklahoma Sports Network last year with 750,000 views, and as of right now, over 760,000 views and counting, and we've not even entered into spring sports, and we're just now finishing up with basketball. OSN will be carrying on some new projects this year, OE lacrosse this spring, and racing at the I-44 Raceway. If there's a sport, we want to do it. As we say, sports is our middle name. We cannot offer this free service by either your free phone apps on Apple and Android's devices, on Facebook, they're watching live right now, on YouTube, watching live, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV, all free because of our great partnership and sponsorship and support. And they are very near and dear to us and special to us. And remember that they are not only invested in our dream, that they have supported us every year along the way in support of what we do. Tonight I want to honor such of those partners. So right now I'd like to honor Chris Raybon, if he'd come up at this time, for our Legacy Award. Those who have been with us these past 9 years. And you have to come into this gentleman's office and say, this is what we plan to do. You can come over on this side there, Chris. This is what we plan to do, and how is it going to look, and how is it going to go? And he has stood by us this entire time. So please give a hand to Chris Raybon from Becker Raybon Funeral Home. One other thing that I want to say about Chris and his lovely wife Dawn that's here this evening is we developed a relationship that not only was sports related, but he was a community guy. And 2020, as we remember, came and COVID hit. And I'll never forget Chris's conversation with me of trying to get live streaming involved in the chapel. But what broke my heart is we had to go to funerals that, if you remember, and this was just 5 years ago, that I was entering into a situation where only 10 families were limited to go into a funeral. I didn't even know the person. And all these people that were dressed up and were going to go to the graveside afterwards saw me walk in, and I wasn't one of the family. But then I thought, but I am providing something. I'm providing something just as we do. When they can't be there, they can still be connected. So even today, as of last week, we still streamed another funeral for Becca Raymond when they can't out in the chapel for an opportunity. And so we appreciate that relationship, and I don't ever take it lightly to all of our sponsors. And so I thank you for letting us thank our sponsors. Now it's time for our introduction, and so I'm going to give you a layout of what we're going to be doing here. In each of the categories, as I said, each coach nominated their participant who they thought was well-deserving of Player of the Year, Newcomer, or also Defensive Player of the Year. Then they're tabulated of the 13 schools to get into the top 3, and we'll talk about the voting when the awards get finished at the end. But I want to introduce each one of these nominees specifically, and as I do, they can come up and they can sit up in this chair, and then we're going to have each different one of our announcers do the interview part. It's kind of a casual conversation, so players or coaches, you don't have to worry about it. Just kind of sit there, and there are a couple of questions, and we'll pass the mic along to get your analysis on it. But our first observation is the introduction of nominees for Newcomer of the Year. Now, as I reached out to coaches and told them what a newcomer was, how do you define a newcomer? Does it have to be a freshman? No, it could be a senior. It could be a junior. It could be someone that really didn't have, and that's why I say maybe we need to rename it not just newcomer, but rising star. Because I know, and I'll just pick on Ritzenmeyer as an example, he did play last year at linebacker, but he was behind Matthew Lund, who is one of our nominees for Player of the Year, and so he didn't really get to tote the rock as much as he did this year. So he came up out of those ranks. Devin Woodring is the same thing, playing behind Mr. Sperry, who was committed to go to OU at the time and was playing quarterback. And as I talked to him before, did you even see the field much? Or Caden Longman from Newcastle. So these are rising stars that a year before, you may have not really seen them on the depth chart as much as you did. So I want to honor each one of those, and we're going to go specifically, we'll put up the screen one by one, so we'll go to the next one right away, and we'll kind of go, and we're going to start with Devin Woodring. So if you could come and make your way up here, Devin. Quarterback for the Carl Albert Titans, 2,390 yards passing, and by the way, that is the most in 5A this past year. What a newcomer, huh? 32 touchdowns, 471 yards rushing, and 4 touchdowns, Devin Woodring. Next, Ritzenmeyer from Elgin, running back and defensive back, 255 carries, 1,840 yards, 32 touchdowns, 311 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. Ritzenmeyer from the Elgin Owls. And last, Caden Longman, wide receiver and defensive back, and you're going to get to some of their highlights here in a second. 733 yards with 13 touchdowns, 47 tackles with 5 interceptions, kickoff returns for 78 yards, and a touchdown. Let's do their video montage before we get to our interviews.
This time Woodring drops back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to throw the ball deep down the field, and he's got Todd James wide open to the 20, and he's going in. No flags. Touchdown, Carl Albert, 78 yards.
Great throw by Woodring. Shanuel will fake the handoff. He'll throw this time. He's going to let it fly. Caden Longman's all alone behind the defense. He caught it. Breaks the tackle. Caden Longman, 70 yards for the lead.
And this time you've got Tristan Haynes wide to the left. Washington to the right. Woodring drops back to pass. He's got time. He throws it right over the middle. That's Maddox Wilkerson. He's just going to push away from one guy. 30, 25, pushes him down. 10, 5, touchdown, Carl Albert.
Watch number 5 tackle the line. You see it? Yeah. Watch some of these moves here.
double tight end on the left side. Woodring's going to bring it out here to this left side. He's going to throw back, and he's got a man.
He's being
touchdown!
Great job by
Beautiful pass, great catch.
2:33 and counting to play. 3rd and 11, the official spotting. Ward will fake the handoff. He's going to fire, slant route is deflected, picked off! Intercepted by Longman again! The pick machine strikes down the sideline of the 45! Racer Stadium is rocking!
All right, well, that was some great highlights. My name is Vincent Saylor. I'm the color guy for Elgin. For those that don't know who I am, going to do some quick interviews with these guys. First and foremost, congratulations on getting the nomination. Congratulations on your team success. I mean, we've got 2 state champions, and you guys made it to the semis, if I remember right. So, obviously, y'all's hard work paid off for your team as well. Devin, we'll start with you. Obviously, stepping in at his quarterback position, you've got, stepping in 2 years in a row, state champs. Talk about kind of the pressure you thought coming into the season, and at what point in the season did you things start to slow down and you realize, hey, I'm the man and things are going good now?
I'd say pressure-wise, I never felt any pressure. I had a lot of guys behind my back, and they were always pushing me to go forwards, and I know even if I did make a mistake, they weren't going to turn their back on me. They were going to keep telling me to go forward. I'd say probably 3rd game of the season, it started really slow down for me, seeing the defense and just realizing our scheme and how to go against the defense. And All
right, Ritson, this one's for you. Hand the mic to Ritson. Ritson, country air in the house, baby. How you doing, man?
Good.
Good. We live in the same neighborhood, so that's what that's all about for y'all in the insider there. Ritson, I mean, obviously you played a big role in the team the last couple of years, but this year stepping in for Matt and being the guy kind of carrying the load. Saved your best game for last, obviously in the state championship game, over 200 and however many yards and a bunch of yards receiving as well. Also had 3 touchdown passes on the season as well. That wasn't listed up there. Talk about what it meant to you and the team as a whole to bring that first state championship back home to Elgin.
Yeah, the feeling was unmatched. Just doing it with my brothers, one of the greatest things I'll do in my lifetime. And celebration, especially with my brother. I got to experience that with him, and it was amazing.
All right. Caden, one last question for you. Well, one question to start off with. Obviously, we saw you guys play early in the season at Elgin. You also played some quarterback, I think, so kind of all over the field. I mean, tell me, obviously, we had the pick machine or whatnot that he called you there. And so talk about what's better for you, touchdown receiving or a pick six?
I didn't get a pick six at all this year, so probably touchdowns.
Bad research right there. I apologize in advance. So touchdown, a catch or an interception?
Probably touchdown catch.
All right.
Just the magnitude of it.
There you go. So these are your nominees for Newcomer / Rising Star. Well, like I said, thank all you guys for coming and great seasons, and look forward to seeing you guys hopefully maybe on the next level, and if you're coming back, another big year for you next year as well.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Next part is going to be some of our broadcaster awards. We'll start off with the color analyst. Before we do, we're going to have a little montage of kind of a group. You're going to see this twice between our play-by-play and color guys. Sometimes you don't get the opportunity to listen and view some of these. So let's get a little review of some of the best of last year.
Off to Bradford, the middle, breaks through the line. He's got room. TJ Bradford. He's gone. 65 yards. TJ TD times 3.
3-step drop, throws it downfield, wide open, caught! He's going to sprint into the end zone! Fly, Eagles, fly! It's an Eisenhower touchdown!
You see them stacking that right side, but they're rolling to the left here. Perriman under pressure. Intercepted! And he's got no one in front of him! He'll take it all the way! Touchdown Broncos!
And that is what they needed. Wow! And back to pass. It's there.
gets to, oh my goodness, that is Jamel the Extreme Alexander.
Fake handoff, back to work, back to pass. A heave-ho and throw at Josh Rushing, and it is caught to the 40, 35, 30, races the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, MacArthur!
Mahmoud. Oh, right there. He's got
a hole.
He's got a first down.
He's going to score. He's going to score.
20. He will score.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Midwest City.
I'm sorry, did I get excited? Yes, I did.
We do. We love what we do, and we get excited for it. Color analysts, I think, are some of the toughest of the crew because it's everything that the play didn't show. You know, maybe it's a downfield block. Maybe it's a double team. Maybe it's something that they noticed. If you remember John Madden, the late, great John Madden was so good that Pat Summerall thought he saw something. John Madden would say that this is what happened, and they'd have argument in the booth that John didn't see what he did, but he actually did. He knew his study. He knew what to do and how to do it. So this year's Color Analyst of the Year, I got to work with at one time. And what impressed me so much is the dedication, the devotion to his community. It was a downpour rain. What are we going to do in the stands? We had to get a pop-up tent and angle it so the water would all run down. So Billy Collier, if you would come up. Billy Collier from the Newcastle Racers, our Color Analyst of the Year. This was a surprise. They didn't know anything about it. I just made sure that they were here. So you want to say anything? No. You don't have a loss for words, so go ahead.
Just thank you. I appreciate this and appreciate the people that work with, and I feel like one of the lucky ones that get to sit up there. And Josh, you know, you make me look good. And I don't know that about him, but he sets you up to sound like you know what you're doing. And really love Newcastle, love the community. Coaches, players, all of them. Really appreciate y'all, but thank you very much.
Now it's the introduction of our nominees for Defensive Player of the Year. This is our newest category. This is something new for this year that we added. I thought it was important. Offense gets all the glory, but, what does our defenses do? Well, our defenses are pretty stout, as you can see, if you just see who's in the company of this category. So we'll go right down the list. Well, let's start off with Caden Davis, if you'll make your way up to the stage. 154 tackles, 29 for loss, 1 fumble recovery. Oh, by the way, some of these guys will play both sides of the ball. Rushed for 388 yards and 12 touchdowns. Caden Davis from Carl Albert. Next up is Judson Gilliland, another guy that goes both sides of the ball, and we could talk about his offense paralysis, but 132 tackles, 11 for loss, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 1 touchdown. Judson Gilliland from Bethany. Another man that plays both sides of the ball. He was also named 5A MVP, 5A1 at quarterback. And when you see this guy play quarterback and you say, and then he's going to come out and play linebacker, saw it enough times to say, that's enough, and I'm glad he's graduating. 97 tackles, 4 INTs, 2 sacks. Jackson Shanuel, quarterback and linebacker for the Newcastle Racers. And we've got Josh Calloway that we'll be interviewing, but let's see some of their highlights. This is all going to be put to music.
I'm here with the 3 Defensive Player of the Year nominees. I'm Josh Calloway, like Eric said, voice of Newcastle. Jackson, I'll start with you. Not favoritism. You just have the mic, so I'll start with you. Obviously, I know firsthand it was a fantastic season. First year, moving up to 5A. I don't think most people around the state really knew what to expect. You guys won the district, made it to semis. Just talk about how special the year was for you, and obviously quarterbacking it and playing a big part on the defensive side.
Yeah, first year for me playing linebacker and starting at quarterback, and a lot of new things going on, and it was just great to have my teammate accept me in all those roles and accept me as their leader.
Absolutely. We'll slide it over to Judson in the middle. Judson, for you, you're the young guy of the group up here. You're back next season. I'm just curious for you, obviously a phenomenal year. You guys won 10 games. How excited are you to build on it and after the season you had and get ready to run it into next year, obviously?
So the seniors this past year left a really good culture, and so did our coaches, and they just bought into all of us, all the seniors that were there. So I'm really excited to come back next year and just get to work and just trust in my teammates and know that if I mess up, they got my back.
Absolutely. Caden, for you, obviously the bar at Carl Albert is ridiculously high, and it seemed like you guys managed to exceed it this season, undefeated, and you guys just kind of rolled through the year. For you, obviously, massive season. Just talk about the ride and, I guess, embracing those expectations that are so high at Carl Albert.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It felt like we just got here, came in as freshmen, now we're leaving. So it really felt important this year to make our legacy not what the years past have been, because sometimes, that the years before, it's the other guy's team, So this year to have me and Devin and some other guys feel like it's our team and really embrace that really felt good.
100%. One bonus question for each of you guys, because I wanted to ask about it because Eric brought it up the other day. He pointed it out. It's a good point. All 3 of you guys are obviously Defensive Player of the Year, but all 3 of you play huge parts on offense. So I'm just curious for each of you guys, can all answer it. Just, I guess, does playing offense make you a better defensive player? What goes into it all week long, preparing for both sides and playing at such a high level on both sides, all 3 of you guys? Just curious about that aspect of it.
For me personally, it feels like when I study offense, I'm also studying the defense. So it's if you're really good at linebacker, you're probably really good at running back too, because you know how to stop an offense player. So for me, that's kind of how I view it.
Yeah, I'm the same way, because when you're a linebacker, you see the gaps that the running backs have, and then it just goes hand to hand with how you read the field on both sides of the ball. So it just helps me, just opens up the field more for me.
Yeah, just kind of what they said, quarterback, you got to study a lot. So, just helps you understand the game more and, what beats what and routes and stuff like that, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it was obviously a really impressive year for all 3 of you guys. Judson, you'll be back next year. Caden, you're going to Harding up in Arkansas to play football next year. Jackson, you're playing baseball at the next level at Hutchinson. So congrats to all 3 of you guys. And obviously, Judson, we might see you sitting in the seat again next year. Wouldn't surprise me. And good luck. Whoever gets it, obviously, very well deserving. Congrats, guys.
I think Josh says it best, because every one of these nominees are deserving to take home this hardware. And it gets really tough, and we'll get to that when we announce our final winners for this evening. So we go down the list. It's time now to honor our Broadcaster of the Year, Play-by-Play Announcer of the Year. And so before we do that, another kind of a tidbit of some of what we do on Friday nights.
Cochran pressure. He's going to fly down the middle of the field. Picked off! Shumard read it all the way. He's got room on the left side. Shumard into the red zone. Down near the 10.
Nope. Pass to Kelby Bates, and he got the 2-point conversion. Altus goes up 29-28. Third-time charm. Sorry, Coach. I got excited there.
They're going to run some play action. He's going to look downfield. Brody Morrison wide open. Touchdown, Elgin.
This time, Caleb Chappell in the backfield. They fake to him. Look to air it down the field. Chase Pitts wide open. He can walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns.
You asked for that one, huh? You said they hadn't passed it. You asked for it. They listened. You can tell Coach Durrell thank you for hearing me out on that one.
Bethany in possession here with 2nd and short. Quick pitch out of the I formation to Gillen, breaking free down the middle, 25-20 to the 15-10. He's gonna go. Goodbye, Judson Gilliland.
Again, these individuals don't know that they're going to be called up tonight. So our play-by-play announcer of the year actually contacted me a year ago from Illinois. See the power of the internet? Graduating, going to go to OSU in journalism, study there as a freshman. So he reached out through an email and he says, do you think you have room for me? And I watched some of his stuff that he did, and I said, yeah, we'll find room for you. So he is our Jones play-by-play announcer, Mr. Zachary Reynolds. He also didn't know this was coming. I do that to my guys. You want to say a few words?
I just want to say thanks. Like you said, from Illinois, I drove 8 hours away from home. Was looking for an opportunity to continue to do what I love to do, what I want to do for a career. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, and shout out to all the players and coaches out there. You guys make the big moments to make our jobs and do what we do. So thank you.
As I said, I build every year. You want to add something new. Defensive player of the year was something new, and so I've got a couple of things that I added that's not in your program, and the first one is I had to do it because it was just so special. We can relive this moment. This game is the comeback game of the year in quarterfinals. I'll let you watch.
So 1st and 5. Here's Bradford. He's got a ton of room. Look at all this space. TJ Bradford. Forget the fumble. TJ TD. 59 yards to the house.
Great job. That's how you get momentum back.
Shania will try and throw for it. Pressure coming off the edge. He'll step up and fire over the middle. Looking for Longman. He got him. What a dime from Jackson Shania. Put it right on Caden Longman's 8. And it's a touchdown. Biggest moment of the night so far as Brayden Ward in the shotgun on 4th and 12. They're going to try and throw for it. Ward to pass. Going to fire deep down the sideline. Looking for Roberts. He got it in stride. Touchdown Pryor. What a throw by Ward. With no neutral zone infraction charged. 2nd and goal. Fake the handoff. Shania will keep it back the outside. He'll come back again, and he's in. The patience from QB1. Touchdown, Shania. Racers back in the lead. 3rd down, they go quick. Ward with all kinds of time. Going to fire deep. Got a man down there. It's caught. Touchdown. Another bomb down the field by Brayden Ward. 3rd down and 12. Another big spot here. This team has been full of them. Ward will try and throw for it. Clean pocket. He'll fire down the middle of the field. Wide open. Diving catch. Wow. Are you kidding me? What a play by Talon Foster. Senior wide receiver. We had to say his name once all night. Full layout for the touchdown.
That should be on video later tonight. That was the best catch I've seen all year, and he earned that one, buddy.
Janual will make the handoff. He'll throw this time. He's going to let it fly. Caden Longman's all alone behind the defense. He caught it. Breaks the tackle. Caden Longman, 70 yards for the lead. 2:33 and counting to play. 3rd and 11, the official spotting. Ward will fake the handoff. He's going to fire. Slant route is deflected. Picked off. Intercepted by Longman again. The pick machine strikes down the sideline of the 45. Racer Stadium is rocking. Shania takes a knee, and that's it. The Newcastle Racers, their 8th straight win. Win an all-time thriller at Gene Reed Field, and are going to the 5A semifinals on Friday, December 6th.
Yeah. And when you're watching that, you say, I have no idea how that was going to end when you were watching that live. Certainly a great, and that is the comeback game of the year. Congratulations on a great comeback win, Coach. Newcastle Racers. Let's give them a hand. We don't have video highlights for this next, so they're going to introduce our 3 coaches, so if they'll make their way to the stand here. And Cody Pennington from the Walters Blue Devils will be interviewing our 3 coaches. So Chalmer Wyatt from Elgin, Farron Griffin from Walters. Jeff Brickman for his third time. Also Chalmers' third time. Farron Griffin is from the Cash Bulldogs. Went over to the Walters Blue Devils and had an incredible year. So we'll have Cody Pennington take over.
Coaches, first off, let me start off by congratulating all three of you on stellar seasons. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that season and how it went. I'll start with you, Coach Chalmer Wyatt. Seasons don't get much better than that. Undefeated, get to lift the gold ball. What made that season come together the way it did?
A lot of things did. It was a long journey, especially for the senior class that was my first 7th grade class when our coaching staff got there. And just to see them, go up, go down, battle a lot of adversity throughout their career, and just get them to the point where, they did a phenomenal job of leading us this past season. And you pair that with a lot of great players that were underclassmen and an incredible coaching staff that just continue to buy in and, believe in everything that we preached for years. And it's just truly special. It's something you always dream about, and to see it, come to fruition is really special.
Coach Brickman, you guys moved up a class this year, picked to finish, I think, 5th in your district, and you guys end up winning the district, going undefeated in the district, end up having a great season. Tell us about what made that group special and able to pull off such a successful season.
Well, in hindsight, it was a great season, but, when you go into the District 1 and 3 with a bunch of, half the captains were out in the non-district, and, everyone's kind of looking around and wondering what's going on, and we have a motto, which is all in, and we lived that this season because, when everyone's pointing fingers in the days of social media and all that stuff, you got to have a really tough team mentally, coaches and players, to go into a 5A district that you've never played in, limping in at 1 and 3, and then to go undefeated and make it to the semifinals. It was just an unbelievable season for us, and probably the lasting memory I have is we have a great community, and so I normally don't really pay attention to crowds and stuff like that, but at the semifinal game, I came out to the sideline, watched the team run out of the tunnel, and just heard it sound like, a Super Bowl or something. I looked back, and the whole stands at Putnam City Stadium were filled with Newcastle people, and I'll never forget that as long as I live.
Coach Griffin, you leave Cash, come to Walters, back to Walters. That team goes into a new district this year, arguably one of the tougher districts in Class A. You guys finished 2nd in that district, make a playoff run as well. Tell us about what made that team special and this season so great.
Well, I knew, when I took the job at the beginning of the summer and coming back to Walters, I knew some of these kids when they were young, when they were there before, but just, there's a special feeling there in that community. And when I walked into that weight room and met the kids for the first time, you could feel the atmosphere of genuine love for each other. They care about each other. I'm up here nominated for an award and shouldn't be because I had a great group of kids, and all I needed to do was keep the car between the ditches there. So, those kids were great. I think a lot of coaches could have come in there and did what they did this year.
Well, guys, we appreciate you guys. Congratulations on great seasons. Good luck next year as you guys look to repeat it again. Thanks, guys.
I did have a video of our coaches we're going to play right now. This is what we got, a little bit of a simulation before we got the season started from their viewpoints.
I'll kind of stop and think about, we were picked 5th in our district, and we ended up winning the district, and think about how, most people didn't really give us a chance going from 4A to 5A, but, I've been doing this for a long time. This is my 24th year, and I've been fortunate to coach a lot of really talented teams. And
I was here in the 2016 season. Was my last season here at Walters. I spent 5 years here, basically the 2012 season through the 2016 season. Was the head coach here the first stint that I had. So, it's great to be back here in a familiar environment and excited to get this rolling.
It's come a long ways, and we started it. We built it in 2019, started it, and just stuck to our beliefs. And when you got a group of guys that believe in you and that play football the way they do, you can go achieve anything. You truly can. I mean, it takes a special group to go raise up a goal ball, and that's what they're going to do because that's who they are. They were champions this whole time, and they got it done tonight.
Let's give them another round of applause, our Coaches of the Year nominees. Now it's for the Player of the Year. We'll go through the three, and as we announce them, they can make their way to the stage, and Josh Calloway will also interview them. So we'll go through the first nominee. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. Where's Levi? Okay, come here, Levi. I'm sorry. We have got to honor our Scholastic, our Scholar Athlete of the Year. I didn't even look at my own notes, and Levi will introduce that.
All right, I was just standing over there just wondering what was going on. Nah. Man, listen, this one to me is a really important one because as a teacher and a coach, like we always stress that, grades come first, because we hate getting that report every week, and we're skimming through making sure that none of our players are on the ineligible list. And if they do, what we have to do to go back and revamp everything. And so the Academic Athlete Award will be presented to the student with the highest grade point average at the end of 2024. Now, these student athletes considered for this award are players from schools that are part of the Oklahoma Sports Network. And so just to go over the nominees real quick, Altus High School, Peyton Reed, Bethany High School, Jackson Dill, Cash High School, Luke Montgomery, Carl Albert, Ethan Spiewak, Elgin High School, Jace Williams, Lawton High School, Donovan Kruwinski, MacArthur High School, Joe Warner, Midwest City High School, Aiden Brown, Newcastle High School, Aiden L. Season. I may have butchered his last name. I apologize. But congratulations to, man, this right here is number one in his class, 4.65 GPA, got a 36 on the ACT. That's what's up, my man. Austin Bartek, come on up. Give him a round of applause. He is from Lawton, Eisenhower. He's an Eagle. And that's impressive, man. Go there, man. Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You want to say anything?
Sure. Don't mind that shirt. I like lifting. That's a funny shirt. I just want to say a few thank yous. First of all, to God. He gave me this knowledge. So, I'm very thankful for that I can do things that I do. And I want to thank my parents for encouraging me, my friends as well, just to go further in school and, do great things. And I want to continue to do those. So, thank you.
Okay, now I'll be on script. Now, introduction to nominees for our Player of the Year. Well, as we announce them, they can come up to the stage and we'll have them interviewed by Josh Calloway. Trace Laura, quarterback of the Elgin Owls, 2,652 yards, 34 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. He throws at a 68.4% passer rating. He has the school passing record, the career wins at quarterback. He beat his brother in all of these records, and I'm sure that's a family thing that they'll get to cheer about for many years to come. Trace Laura, quarterback of the Elgin Owls. B.J. Palmer, he's twice nominated for this category. He's a two-time player of both sides of the ball, 1,472 yards rushing, 27 touchdowns, 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, 104 tackles, 11 tackles for losses, 4 sacks, 3 INTs, and oh, by the way, 2 pick sixes. B.J. Palmer from the Walters Blue Devils. Asen Hansen, quarterback for Jones. He's a 66% passer rating with 2,445 yards, 29 touchdowns, and he'll rush the ball too. 827 yards rushing with 9 touchdowns. Asen Hansen from Jones. We'll invite, after this video montage of some of the greatest for them this year, Josh Calloway will interview them.
This one on the fake handoff. Try to cut it outside. Breaks one tackle. Has a blocker to the edge. He's across the 30, across the 20. Asen Hansen to the Painted Paradise for a touchdown. Going to be short. Going to be caught by the Blue Devils. Interception. Palmer looking to make a return here. Gets to the near side. Big time return. Got a little bit of movement. Cut back to the inside. Going to be a pick six. Take it to the house, Palmer.
Going to be Laura looking to pass. He's going to go deep. He's got Morrison. Morrison catches it at the 30. He's at the 20, 10. That is an LGL touchdown.
4th and 7, gotta have it. Hansen looks to pass. Steps up, away from pressure. Now will roll out right, being pursued. Looking down, throws it up to the end zone, looking for Chase Pitts. Did he catch it in bounds? Yes, he did! Touchdown, Pitts. Palmer's gonna take it. Moves it upfield, got a little bit of room. Spin move. He's loose. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Hansen, pressure, spins away, still on his feet. Looking, still now rolling out right. Fires this one downfield, tipped up in the air. Trayton Jones catches it, touchdown!
Play action. Laura is looking deep. He's got Brody Morrison open. Run! Morrison at the 40, the 30. Vincent called it. Touchdown, Elgin! Grace Laura passes Garrett Laura as the all-time passing touchdown leader.
That is Trace Laura's 58th touchdown of his Elgin Owl career. Broke his brother's record.
All right, here are the 3 Player of the Year nominees. Congrats to all 3 of you guys. Some really big-time football players have been nominated for this and won this last couple of years. So you guys are in good company. Asen, we'll start with you. Obviously, phenomenal year there at Jones. You're back again next year. Just a junior, you got another year, which is crazy considering the year you just had. Talk about the season, man, and the run with you guys. You won 9 games, obviously got to the quarterfinals. Just talk about your season and how excited you are to build on it into next year.
Yeah, coming from my sophomore year, we lost a very big load of seniors, and then we had a bunch of guys that had to step up. I had to move from the defensive side to quarterback and focus on that really well. And, I mean, our coaches just made it simple and let us do our thing.
Absolutely. BJ, I'll slide it over to you. Obviously, you were here last year, so you've been here, done that. Absurd year for you, statistically, almost 1,500 yards rushing and then over 100 tackles. Just playing both sides of the ball at such an insanely high level. How? Explain.
My coach tells me to. We've always done it, small school.
Sure.
So you always have to play both sides of the ball.
Just the norm for you. I
Yes,
got
sir.
you. We'll slide it over to Trace. I can't fathom a better senior year for you. You go undefeated and win a state title. Just, I imagine a year you'll remember the rest of your life. Just talk about the incredible season that it was for you personally as well as the team.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great year, especially coming from starting my freshman year and then just the growth each year that this program went through. And, I mean, I've been around this program all my life. My dad coached there. And, it was just to see it all come together my senior year and for us to hold up the gold ball at the end of the year was just super special.
Before you guys go, I'm curious, all 3 of you guys can answer. Just, is there a moment or a game that stands out when you look back at this season? I think for Trace, it's probably pretty easy for you. Just when you look back at this season, what jumps out to you first? All 3 of you guys can talk about that.
Yeah, it was definitely the game-sealing play against Tuttle when we handed off to Ritson and he got the first down and we just let the clock run out.
Mine would be a Saturday game, Mud Bowl. and
I saw that, yeah.
We ended up beating them, and the mudslide, you can't beat it. It was so fun.
Yeah, the white jersey that probably took a while to clean. I saw that.
All of them were special in their own type of ways.
Sure.
So it's way too hard to choose one of them.
Great answer. Well, you got a chance to make a whole batch of new ones next year. Congrats to all three of you guys. Like I said, it's been some big-time players have been nominated and won this thing. So congrats to you guys, and good luck. Appreciate you.
This next video right here is just kind of the Friday Night Light experience. A lot of bands that put in just as much effort as the high school football teams do each and every Friday. Some of the Friday Night Lights experience. It's another edition. It's not in your program. And I'll let the video introduce who this is going to be. Special award that we made for Most Improved Team for 2024. So we've added our Comeback Game of the Year and the special award for the Most Improved Team. I'll let them describe it themselves.
We were picked 5th in our district, and we wound up winning the district. And think about how, most people didn't really give us a chance going from 4A to 5A. But, I've been doing this for a long time. This is my 24th year, and I've been fortunate to coach a lot of really talented teams. And before the year started, just going through each player by position, I looked at it and I knew we were going to be really good. Scheduled a really tough non-district schedule and didn't know that we were going to have some injuries through that as well. But going through it, it made us a stronger team. They're the toughest team I've ever coached.
Man, it's everything. That's what we've been working for since summer. And it's just a dream come true playing with my guys.
We have several players that, without getting into exactly what their injuries are, most players that had their injuries, whether it being in a game or something that's been going on all year, there's no way they would be out there, or they would, they'd be out. They're just very tough.
could have Coach Brickman come up at this time. Most improved team of 2024, the Newcastle Racers. Got to say that too, I talked to these gentlemen before the season starts, and I had to ask him, are you crazy? His non-district schedule was the Elgin Owls, Blanchard, and Tuttle. And I said, and then there went 1 and 3, as he said, and I know there was some rumblings, I don't know how big, but they say, is this really the right decision, Coach? But what a ride. And they also was the comeback game of the year, as you saw, to get to the semifinals when, as he said in his own interview, they were predicted to be 5th best in their district coming up from 4A to 5A. And he came from that district where they play Blanchard and Tuttle and always was having to, are we first, second, or third in that district each and every year. So to come in to 5A as a 5th seed prospect, to go undefeated in the district, win the district, and go to the semifinals. Anything you want to say again about this team?
Like I said, heard it twice up there. Been coaching for a long time, and it took me a while to figure out that coaching and playing sports is all about relationships, and they last for a lifetime. And those relationships that you wouldn't normally have if you did something else. And sometimes as a coach, you focus on the wrong things, and I'm reminded quite often by the Lord to not miss the forest for the trees, and just know that everything we do is to give Him glory and to represent Him and to love people. And that's what coaching and playing is all about, and it was a great season, and we're looking forward to next year, though.
Jeff Brickman, Newcastle Racers. All right, come to the conclusion of our night to hand out the last bit of our 4 hardware. So if we could get all of the nominees for Defensive Player of the Year up here on the stage, please, at this time. As they get here, I want to tell you about the voting breakdown. Could you say, well, is this Eric's job? Do you want me to have this job to pick these phenomenal athletes? There's just no way. So I got someone from Alabama that does the same kind of thing, and I said, well, how do you do it? How do you find the best criteria? So I start with an independent panel, 5 judges. They get 75% of the vote. Now, some of these judges, a long-time retired coach, one long-time retired Hall of Fame coach, and 3 other people that represent our industry. So they see football, they know football, and I trust their judgments. Then we also have a current coach, also anonymous, just as the 5 judges are anonymous, because they don't want your phone calls either. Is a current coach that has not coached against any of these teams. And so I've trusted that, and I appreciate that. And then the OSN staff, just a couple of us that get in there to a vote as 10% of the vote that we have in it. So if you guys will stand up here, and we have some stand up, you can stand up here. You don't have to sit back down, and we're going to give you, each one of you got some parting gifts to walk away with. So after knowing the criteria, see a sealed envelope. So in case you just thought I just had this up here, right? Actually had committees do this, and they hand it to me. So sometimes I am just as surprised as you are. The first year was I thought I knew, and then I was wrong. Okay, for 2024 Defensive Player of the Year, Caden Davis from Carl Albert. Would you like to say anything?
First, I want to thank God and my family and my friends. Obviously, that couldn't be possible without any of them. But this is as much of an individual award. This is a team award. I feel like our defense was probably the best in the state statistically. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I just want to thank all my teammates and my coaches because the amount of time and work and how complicated our scheme is, we can make it be. Takes a lot of time, and I feel like this is more of their award than mine. So thank you.
Caden Davis, Carl Albert. Thank you, gentlemen. Now if we get our Newcomer of the Year nominees up to the stage, please. We have the top 3 of our 13 schools, and of course the same thing applies. Ritzenmeyer from Elgin, Caden Longman from Newcastle, Devin Woodring from Carl Albert. You've heard their interviews, you've seen their stats. Those who are playing at home, I'm sure, are chiming in of who they think is deserving of this. Welcome. You guys are really deserving of this. And I got to say, and there's a footnote on this envelope that says there was actually a tie. And I said, oh no, I can't have a tie. I've already ordered the trophies. I said, I don't have, what's the tiebreaker? So I had to reach out to another panelist, another judge, to the deciding factor. So, because as you say, well, how is it a tie? Well, if you think about it, when I get everybody to judge, I put out, you need to label 1, 2, and 3 of your rankings. So don't just pick your favorite. Give me who's first, who's second, and third. So my first may be Vincent's second, and so then it's tabulated with numbers. All right. Moment of truth, right? Okay, Newcomer of the Year for 2024, Devin Woodring from Carl Albert.
I also want to thank God. I couldn't be here without him. Whether it's one play, I take a wrong hit, we all know that can end someone's career. So just providing me with safety and be able to be a leader for this team. I also want to thank all the coaches and OSN for this award. I'm just really thankful for all of this. And my grandpa, my papa, I call him, he's been my fan for life. I've had a coach since I was very young. He introduced me to football, introduced me to the game, and I know I got a coach for life and a mom that loves me very much. So I just want to thank everyone in OSN. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I want to say one more thing about Devin that I found out through the athletic director, Andy Collier from Middell. He says he's a really special young man. He said, and I asked him before the dinner, started this in 4th grade. He did, on his birthday, a 4th grader doing this, something for cleats, what is it? Oh yeah, Oklahoma Cleats for Kids. And so instead of birthday money and birthday gifts at the age of 4, in the 4th grade, he decided to do that and looked to give back to his community. And as I said, this rising star, this newcomer, I didn't really hear of him. You only heard of the quarterback that preceded him, and he said he only played minimal last year, and then for him to come out and win that job and do that. So again, a tie, and it was decided by 1 extra vote, so I appreciate that. If I get my coaches up here, we'll say Player of the Year for last. Well, let's do our Coach of the Year as our 3 nominees, if they'll make their way to the stage. Chalmer Wyatt, Farron Griffin, Jeff Brickman. I see Chalmer and Jeff. It's like, this is your show every year. But it's quite an accomplishment. And again, I also prefaced our judges. I said, try not to, and I have to put the blinders on, try not to go to the end of the year and just say, okay, well, this is an end of the year award. Who could win a state championship? Who could do a body of work of the 10 plus regular season games and then omit the rest, because from there, everybody's at 0 and 0, so you have that, and it's a very special moment for us to honor these gentlemen. Let's give them another round of applause. So this year's 2024 Coach of the Year, Chalmer Wyatt from Elgin. This makes his 2nd win.
Thank you, Eric. Again, I'll mimic what guys have said before me. This is an individual award, but I do want to take the time to talk about the core of our program, and that's our players, our coordinators, and our assistant coaches. They're people that love our kids, first and foremost. They're people that prepare our young men each and every day, whether it be game planning or maybe talking to them in the hallway. All the little things that you got to do. Our staff does an incredible job of that. And again, our players, I said it before, they're incredible. They're coachable. They'll do whatever you ask of them, and that's truly what it takes. So again, thank you, OSN. Guys, congratulations on a great year, and appreciate it.
Coach of the Year. Guess we saved the best for last, right? Our player of the year, if we can get all three of those nominees up on the stage, please, at this time. Trace Laura, quarterback for the Elgin Owls. B.J. Palmer, running back, linebacker from the Walters Blue Devils. Asen Hansen, quarterback for Jones. Again, and you can go back and look in the program and look at these gentlemen's stats. And I said, you want me to pick? So there is absolutely no way I could do that. You know, I love all of our programs. I'm your biggest fan. I know you say, well, you know, you may be following a team. You don't understand. I mean, for the 9 years that I put into this company, having that as an opportunity, I love what we do. I want to continue that, to continue to grow and be the best that we can. So the 2024 Player of the Year, Trace Laura from Elgin.
I just want to say thank you to my parents, all my teammates for being with me every day, my coaches, Coach Wyatt, and all the guys that supported me through this whole year.
Let's give everybody a round of applause again. Thank you, gentlemen. I just don't know how you cap that off. Again, I can't thank you enough for your attendance, a dress-up night, and I wanted to kind of do this like the Heisman Trophy, presentation where we interview the nominees. You get to know them a little bit more. You get to know a little bit about their personalities. And, hopefully we can just build onto this, and so, with our third annual, we hope to have a fourth annual, and you just keep putting in the great work. I want to have all of my winners, by the way, at the end of this come up here for one last picture. I want to get a picture of that, so we do that. And we're about to ready to close our broadcast, but I want to thank those who are not be able to be here, and they connect to us, and it's live streamed, whether it's be on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube. It's our app. Our friendly app is free. It's downloadable on Apple and Android devices. It's free to watch and free to download. We don't ever charge for any of that. Oh, we want to thank Scott's House of Flowers, too, by the way, for those lovely floral arrangements. And the ladies at the table, if any of you, and please don't fight over it, but I guess if you'll take one of those home, I would appreciate that. But Scott's House of Flowers does so much for us. We've got a great relationship with them, and so they have made these great floral arrangements to make this a dress-up night. We're going to close out our broadcast, and again, I want to thank you for coming, thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for making 2024 one of the best ever. So this has been a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.